What's going on, everybody? What's up, Foots? We're down here in Mobile, Alabama, watching the Senior Bowl. We were on our way down here last night, and the Eagles, Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. We were watching that in the car, but still, we're down here at the Senior Bowl. The Eagles are in the Super Bowl, but we're still talking about the Cowboys, and that's because Brian Schottenheimer had his press conference today, his head coaching press conference for the Dallas Cowboys. But first, Foots, how are you? Are you excited to be down here for the Senior Bowl?
We're living a scout life, Zach, and we're doing it for you guys. The ride down was amazing. Mobile is beautiful. It is a nice town, nice city. Can't wait to go record the practice for you guys tomorrow. And, yeah, man, Brian Schottenheimer is the head coach of Dallas Cowboys, and I thought that the press conference was good, and I think we need to talk about it.
Yep. We were walking around Walmart playing the press conference on full blast, getting ready for practices to start tomorrow. But listening to Brian Schottenheimer talk, I thought he won the press conference, and we both said that going into the press conference, that Brian Schottenheimer is a guy that has a really good attitude, is a team guy, players rally around him, coaches rally around him. What did you think about Brian Schottenheimer, how he talked about the team, this job, all of that?
There's a few details that we'll jump into, but the truth is this, Zach. He's an attaboy coach. Attaboy, energy. Jerry mentioned his age, a young 50. Schottenheimer has that vibe as a young 50. And, when you watched his interviews throughout the year, last year, same type stuff. Good, bad, regardless, same type stuff. I thought that one of the things that Jerry pointed out was there were times where Schottenheimer had to bite his tongue. So there was this notion that maybe he undermined Mike McCarthy, or he belittled Mike McCarthy. I don't think that was the case, guys. I think that, he mentioned that Mike McCarthy is one of his best friends, but he also mentioned that he's the man for this job. I love the confidence. Brian Schottenheimer, he came out and said, I want this job. I want to do it because of Dak Prescott, and I think that I can win with the Cowboys. That's what you want your coach to say. You don't want a bunch of waffling. You don't want a bunch of, I'm lukewarm, I'm this, I'm that. No, he attacked it, and I thought that he did a great job.
And for people that have never seen Schottenheimer, don't know much about him, I feel like they would watch this and like him just by the type of guy that he is. And like you said, we didn't get to see the whole personality because of Mike McCarthy, his opinions, or Brian Schottenheimer's opinions on certain things. So now that he's the head coach, I think people are going to get to know him better. And if he can make this football team win, they're going to like him even better. About winning, that's going to be the most important thing. That's what, going into this coaching search, people didn't think that Mike McCarthy could get the job done. So you move on and look for another head coach. And Schottenheimer talked about that, building a winning culture. But one thing that he mentioned that we both really liked was a new look offense. Not new verbiage, not new, completely new for Dak Prescott in this offense, something different. And he said, his quote was, I'm a believer in cut splits, shifts, and motions to distort things, marrying our run and passes and make those things look the same. What do you think about that?
This video is brought to you guys by BetUS. BetUS has all your betting needs, and they've added a lot of cool things to their page, okay? They have an online virtual casino. If you sign up right now, you get a 250% crypto bonus, and you can also win up to $5,000 using that casino. They also will be locked in for the playoffs, the great wild card weekend, the NCAA playoffs, which has been outstanding. It's been cool, like seeing some of these games, Cam Scatterbo, some of these legends being born. Drew Aller, he's on a boat right now, and then he's supposed to be playing a game, and that's, all this stuff that's going on. BetUS has that. But then they have NBA. NBA is heating up. I watched the NBA game last night. I watched the Cavs and OKC. So that was anything that you could possibly bet on sports-wise, BetUS has it. Make sure that you guys bet responsibly. Make sure that you guys bet smart. Thank you so much, BetUS, for sponsoring this channel. I think that it can be accomplished, and I want to wait to see it happen. Now, here's the deal. When he was in Seattle, marrying the runs in the pass was what he did in Seattle. Run game, play action, big over, big crosser, big comeback off of play action. That's what he did with Russ. The difference was this phenomenon, of motion, orbit motion, push motion, tear motions. That wasn't in. It's in now. I think the best offensive coordinators, Zach, can adjust. They can find ways to attack. And we talked about this when we were leaving the store. It's like, well, okay, are we going to motion just to motion, or is there something coming behind it? What's the rhyme or reason? I think that they're going to have to figure that part out. But at the end of the day, I do think that he can do it because, listen, he sat under Mike. I don't think that Mike was a bad offensive coordinator, but I also think that Mike is a guy who's stuck in his ways. He lives on that West Coast timing, ball out. And that's fine, but the thing is the league has changed. And I think you have to be able to change with the league. I'm a guy who defended Mike McCarthy, but I also understand that Brian Schottenheimer may have new and fresh ideas that may resemble some of that Shanahan, some of that tree that we want to get in here.
And you mentioned Mike McCarthy being stuck in his ways. That was a common issue, but something that Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, one of the two said was that Brian Schottenheimer knows where the league is now and he knows where it's going. So that's what we've been begging for. That's why people wanted the Ben Johnson, the Aaron Glenn, maybe bring in an offensive coordinator that is with the times and is going to continue to evolve with the times. But overall, I thought it was a good press conference. Like I talked about in my video, don't love the process to get to it, but just hearing him talk, he seems like a good dude. It's not his fault that he's in this situation where Cowboys fans are mad. Do you have anything else to add about the Schottenheimer hire?
I think that one thing that people don't understand is Jerry attacked the thought that he didn't take his time or that this was rushed, or he called Pete Carroll. He called Steve Spurrier. He called these guys to really say, okay, if I'm going to hire Brian Schottenheimer, who am I getting really when things are good, when things are bad? He went out of his way to do the work. Say what you want about Jerry. He answered a lot of questions. Steven answered the free agency deal and how do we build this team? And it's the players. Will Steven do it? We got 6 months to talk and argue about it, but at least he attacked and said, you know what, I understand the fans are frustrated, and we're not going to just stand pat. So maybe they do, maybe they don't, but I like that part. People don't like Steven and Jerry, and you rightfully, if you don't, cool, but at least they acknowledge the fact that we need to change what we're doing.
Yes, and I think that's where all the frustration comes from. If it wasn't going to be one of those hotshot coordinator names that after they did the work, whatever, people are going to be mad at Jerry Jones, they're going to be mad at Stephen Jones. We know that Jerry's going to hijack a press conference. Like, you just have to, like I told Foots, I don't really listen to Jerry talk because I know how frustrating it is. So, Jerry is Jerry. What they do over the next 6 months with their books, with free agency, all of that stuff, I'm excited to talk about, and hopefully it is for the better in 2025. So we're going to have a ton of videos coming out of Mobile, Senior Bowl stuff. I'm sure more Cowboys news when they officially hire their defensive coordinator. So thank you guys for watching. We're super excited, and peace.